Hey, welcome to the Fuel Podcast, man, where purpose, passion, creativity, leadership, and financial responsibility all collide in conversation, man. We are here to empower and inspire. I am Tyrone McCrary, the senior pastor of King Light Christian Ministries. I'm a creator and entrepreneur, man. I just love adding value to people. And I have my man, Brett Smith.
Hey.
He was here on episode 1, man. He's part of our hosting team in Fuel. Amazing brother, the owner of the Grand Picture Show. Does some amazing work, and we got a real special guest sitting right here in between us. My man, the dopest photographer in the city. I say that, man, because that's my guy. He makes me look good. Everybody's almost commenting like, "Yo, man, you got those little model shots." So like, that's my man. He does the magic. Yeah. Stephen. Not
Arias.
Yes, Stephen Arias, man. Yes. Didn't want to mess your last name up. This brother, man, is amazing. He's an entrepreneur. He's a creative, IT guy, just smart guy, man, and has an awesome heart. We are honored to have him here with us on this show, episode 2. He is doing some awesome stuff. One thing that just really, really inspired me about Stephen, man, is how I see him adding value to people. Right now in this season. So we're going to title this episode, Help Me Be Great. Everybody wants to, man, they won't let me be great. Well, this brother right here, man, is really helping people to be great. Stephen, man, welcome, man.
Man, I want to say thank you to both of y'all, especially Pastor T. And I know I was expecting your wife to be here, but she's not here today.
Yeah,
First
man,
Lady.
she was supposed to be here with me.
I already know her. What's her good side? What's her bad side? So I know her. I know the angles. When I'm shooting her. So It's so fun shooting her and shooting you guys too. And I'm honored that I'm here to be here, part of episode 2.
Yeah, man. But it's a blessing, man, to have you here. And really, I want to get right into it. But I want to ask you a question. Our first episode, we were dealing with the importance of like knowing what your why is. How everything stems from your why. When you talk about your purpose, right? Mm-hmm. Everything stems from that, leads you in all your actions, your choices, your decisions. And we were talking about the purpose of knowing that and cultivating it before you really try to launch out into business or entrepreneurship. One of the things at Fuel is that we want to empower aspiring entrepreneurs, and then we want to challenge those that are in the kingdom of God to become investors, man, to help other people with their dreams, right? To become an investor and so on to them. And I want to ask you, have you ever gone through like a season in your life, man, where you didn't like know? I mean, I'm pretty sure we have, but can you tell us about a season in your life, man, where you were just really struggling with your why? Like knowing and understanding your purpose?
Of course. I think it happens to all of us, how you were saying, in any area that we are, when we create. I think sometimes like you can definitely be like scared, you know what I mean? To jump, you know what I mean? Into your why. Yeah. And sometimes you kind of doubt yourself, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because you're seeing other people doing it like better than you. Like, man, I don't think I can get to that level, you know? Right. But I think one of the things is like for me and where I'm at now is because I'm doing it for me.
That's what's up. Yeah.
I don't do it for the likes. I don't do it for the follow. I don't care if I only get 2 likes, or I don't care if I don't get no likes.
Right.
Yeah. But I do it because I have a passion for what I create and what I put out on social media. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that you gotta know, that you're gonna do it. Don't do it for the people or for the following or for, you know what I mean, how I said, for the likes. Yeah. Do it because you have a passion for it. Yeah. And that's where it starts. It's a passion and knowing yourself,
That's dope, though, because, if you don't do it for yourself, right, because you enjoy it, and say you don't get the likes, that could be discouraging. If you're doing it for like the likes or other people, when you're out there on social media, man, there's the opportunity for so much like negativity or people to criticize what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of like one of the major, can be a great discouragement, right, to so many people, because if you're not doing it because this is what you enjoy and who you are, man, people's comments will shut you down, man, or the lack of, right?
No, definitely.
Can really cause you to question.
I know I had the, when I was on this like get more YouTube followers campaign for myself for a while. And that was when I really was trying to push, right? Because I think to be a partner for YouTube, you need something like 1,000 subscribers, right, off top. And so I was like really pushing for that. and I rounded out at about like 70 subscribers, and I was like, this must not be for me. So that liking is definitely discouraging if that's what you're trying to pursue.
Yeah, definitely, because it's how Pastor T was saying, like, you know, you get a lot of people they're haters. They're out there to hate, and that's all they do. And they'll open up other accounts to like, you know what I mean, to creep on you. You know what I mean? Just to hate on you, and it happens. And then when you go to their page, it's saying they have 0 posts. Like, why are you even commenting on my picture or commenting on anybody's picture or anybody's video? You know what I'm saying? That you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have nothing out there to prove if you're good or not. You know?
That's what it is.
And you know, it's crazy. I think it's because they don't know what their why is. You know what I'm saying? So you're wasting all of your time, you know, being negative about somebody else's work or somebody trying to move into their purpose, you know, what they feel, what they enjoy, who they feel that they are, right? And I think the issue is they haven't discovered their why, man. So look, if you out there and you hating on it, man, just look, we here for you too, man. Look, discover your why. Let us help you discover your why, right, man? And go get it. Life is too short for you to spend all your time watching somebody else's plate when you could be doing what you're doing.
For real.
But yeah, I wanted to ask you that because, you know, I think so many people get so, you know, you get discouraged, man, when you're trying to walk this journey out and you're really trying to discover, you know, what your purpose is. And like you said, you know, whether you're looking at, well, nobody seems to be attracted to the work that I'm doing, man, that can be, you know, that could become a major stump.
Definitely.
Right? In your progression. And I think that we are at our best when we're operating in our purpose, man.
Definitely.
I got another one for you. So what really made you start doing what you're doing? I see what the work you're doing with some photographers, man, and helping them out. And I always thought it was dope because I would see you like take a dope shot and then the next post you'll be like, I use this aperture, I use this lens. You know what I'm saying? Favorite. So like you're telling people, a lot of people, especially in the time that we're in, everybody trying to secure the bag, right? Everybody trying, and nobody wants to like share the tips, you know, the secrets, man. And I see you doing that. And then now I see you, you know, you'll have other photographers on and you're just sharing tips. What made you really start doing that?
Well, I'm gonna actually wait. I'm sorry. Let me stop you before you even go because I want to do 2 things. One, I want to give you an opportunity to go ahead and like tell us about the business.
Yeah, please.
And then the other thing, that was probably one of my favorite things was seeing how you did those posts, and it was like, this was the aperture, this was the lens, this was the man, so dope. But anyways, tell us photography business.
So, well, I got a couple of businesses.
See, that's what creators do, though, right?
So I got a couple. So one, I have my photography page, which is, you know, Arias _lens. You know, that's my IG. That's where I post everything. But I also have my studio, 42 photography, where I rent it out for other photographers.
We're gonna have those showing.
Yes. Where I rent it out for other photographers so that they can go, you know, and you don't have a studio? Come on, I got everything that you need. Just bring your camera. That's all you really need, and a trigger, and let's go. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
And then I also do consulting where I go to 2 churches, small churches, where, you know, if they want to run multi-tracks for those musicians, knowing by stems, you know, tracks. So I help them how to run Ableton in their services. You know, sometimes not a lot of churches have a 5-piece band, you know what I mean? Just have a piano player and a singer, you know? So I also do that as well on the side as well. I do some consulting with that stuff. But, so that's the part of the business. So the question, like for Pastor T, what he just asked me right now, why am I doing it? And this is one thing I wanted to start off. A biggest part of leadership is to recognize that your fruit often grows on other people's tree.
That's what's up.
So I wanted to start off with that. So since my mentor told me that, that's the first thing I share with other photographers, that knowing that your fruit is going to grow on other people's trees. You know what I mean? And that you can be, I'm okay sharing your work or anybody's work on my IG story, and I don't care if my followers go follow you.
See?
I don't care about that. Because again, I go back to the beginning. I do it because I have a passion for it. And I love what I do.
I actually just got, literally last night, this is not a joke, last night got a gig in planning phases from somebody. Was like, hey, Steve hit me up about you. And I was like, I don't know who Steve is. I said, which Steve? I know like 50 of them. But yeah, she was like, you know, Steve Arias hit me up. And so literally, like living example, I got that gig from you last night.
Man, you know, that's so dope. I know you about to say something, man, but I'm just saying, like, I think if we all understood that more, for some reason we feel like by, you know, sharing who we are and what we do with others and helping them be better, and then even promoting them, because I've seen you do that, right? Mm-hmm. You'll post on your IG, you know, who they are. I saw my brother Brock.
Yep.
You had faced, you know, put him on there, man, and I thought that was so dope, because people feel like, well, if I do that, man, that's gonna take from me. And the truth is, though, that's not how God made it work, though.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. When you're willing to invest and to sow and add value to others, it's always going to come back to you in some shape, form, or fashion.
Definitely. I think I was hearing like T.G. Jakes. He was saying like I think it was like 2 years ago, and that like touched me too. Like he was saying like we gotta stop like, you know, holding on to our talent and not share our talent, because once you leave this earth, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? So why do you continue your legacy on somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
That's good. Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? That's why I do all these one-on-ones with people. If you want to reach out to me come on, let's learn. If you're hungry and you want to learn, that's what we're here for.
Can you tell us a little bit about the photo walks? The
photo walks, yes. Like I do the photo walks with a friend of mine named Barry. He's another awesome photographer. He's my business partner on that part with the photo walks. And what we do is that, you know, we tell photographers, hey, this is a theme. This is what we're doing. Come out. We're going to show you how we shoot. I'm not hiding no settings. I'm not, look, these are my numbers. This is what I'm shooting at. Yeah. Here. Now take the shot. That's, you know? What's up, man. So, and I'm now getting into editing, how to edit. You know what I mean? Because that's another part of photography is that, you know what I mean? You take the shot, but now you got to go take it to post. Yeah. And now you got to take it to Lightroom or whatever you use to edit your pictures.
Make it look nice.
So when you see Mr. Pastor T looking fresh, with that sauce, that's what it is.
That's that sauce, man.
It's not in real life, right?
Come on, bro. Come on, man. It's that sauce, man. I tell you, you got to have two things, man. You have to have a dope barber. You got to have a dope photographer.
Yes,
you got that.
Yes,
man.
yes.
Agreed.
You're on point. You're on point, man. That's what's up. So let me ask you this, man. So, and it might have you probably kind of already answered it, but I want to phrase it this way. Like, what motivates you in this season to do what you do? I say that, I'm talking about, you know, like we're prayerfully we're at the tail end of this pandemic, you know, where we're going, but to see you in this season, because so many people, and it may be because so many people are just out there trying to, you know, this is a time where people are trying to reinvent themselves, or I would say further discover themselves. But what motivates you to do what you're doing right now in this season?
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm gonna go way back. I'm gonna go back to my grandmother. My grandmother always said, when you see somebody in need, always help them out, regardless of what it is. So that's something that, you know what I mean, that is in me. Yeah. That is just, it's in my DNA. You know what I mean, to help people. When I see somebody struggling, and I'll see somebody's IG, and they say, man, I need help doing this, I'll go myself and I'll DM them myself. Hey, what are you struggling with? That's it. Like, how can I help you? Yeah. You know? So I think for me, it's just in my DNA from my grandmother. That's what she taught us. My parents taught me the same thing. Like, when there's somebody in need, you know what I mean? Go help. Yeah. You know what I mean? You have the talent. You know, when I started like, hey, I started on automatic. Like point and shoot, you know. I told Pastor T how I got into photography. I bought a camera because it was for my family. Yeah. You know, I just did it for my family. A friend of mine hit me up for real estate. I need a headshot. I said, bro, I don't edit. I'm not a photographer. I'm gonna put an LED light on you, and that's what you're getting. Yeah. And that's what I did, some simple editing. Send his way. His partners over there say, hey, who did that for you? Can you call him so that he can take my picture? Yep. Came up. I thought I was doing 2 people. I did 250 people at $50 a head. So you make the math. Yeah. So when my wife saw that check, she said, you better go to the University of YouTube and you better start learning. Yeah. And so, you know what I mean? And one thing, and I don't know if it's in there, I might get ahead of myself, is like when you're getting into business, and I think me and Brett, we've talked about this, is budget your business. Y'all hear that? Budget your business. You know what I mean? Don't be dipping into your family's account to satisfy your business. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I'm gonna tell you: budget your business.
Budget your business, man. Budget your business. Like, y'all hear that? And this is the thing, you know. Like Steven said, man. He's into has a lot of different businesses. Most creatives do, right? Or in different things. But I want y'all to know you can apply this, man. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're a realtor, you know, you got an IT company, whatever it is that you're doing in your entrepreneurship. I think you should always be looking for someone that you can invest in, that you can pass those things along. My spiritual father used to always say, man, you need to make room for more. Like, if you're never pouring out, then how are you making room for God to expand and do more in your life?
Yes.
So you should always be willing, man, to share, tell people, show them, you know, because to break out of that mindset is like, no, man, don't tell them, because then they'll have one up on you. Like, I think, you know, that won't get you anywhere, that kind of mindset.
Nowhere.
And what you're doing, man, is you're helping people to be great. And when I say be great, I'm talking about, well, you said something else too. You're helping them for as much as you can. The next thing I would challenge people, you said your wife said it like the University of YouTube. Like,
yes.
You know, at the same time, if you're on the other end and you want to be great, don't just sit around and wait for people, you know, to do certain things for you. Be willing to get out there.
Yeah, because
man.
you get to a point where I can hold your hand for a little bit,
right?
But then I gotta let you go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like a bicycle. You know what I mean. You got the training wheels. Once your dad thinks or your parents think, okay, you know what, I'm gonna take one off, and then I'm gonna take the other one off. You know what I mean. So it's definitely, you know what I mean. One of those things where I hold your hand, but then I want to see you produce what I've taught you, and that you're applying to it. Because I'm gonna tell you this, I've gotten people where I've taught, and they just, I don't see them producing.
Right.
But there's so much you could do as well as, you know, as a leader or anything that you're teaching, you know, that there's a point that you got to let go, you know.
And I think that's important too, though, because by challenging them, they now become the mentor. You know, at some point you got to move from being the mentee to the mentor. I mean, it's passing that on. If somebody takes the time to invest in you and to help you be great, I think you have the responsibility to in turn take what you've learned and now and from them as well as yourself, and be willing to pour that into somebody else. You know, once again, I think that if we had that abundance mindset, and that's what I call it, versus the scarcity mindset, because, you know, we're all in the kingdom. You know, we talk about the kingdom of God, how God operates, his principles. If you want to succeed in the kingdom, you have to have that abundant mindset.
Yeah.
You know, it's time out for us born again believers who, that's my brother or my sister in the faith, and then you don't want to share with them, you know, well, I had to learn it this way. Okay, well, but still, you know, taking on that responsibility. I think, you know, information, knowledge that God blesses you with carries a responsibility with it. You know what I'm saying? For you to be able to share that with somebody else. So, you know, if you're out there and you have a mentor, you know, hopefully they're telling you, man, take what you're learning and be willing to pass it on, you know, willing to empower other people. Because if we want this thing to expand, you know, and if it's all about God getting the glory, then this is what we got to do.
Yeah,
definitely. And
I actually
go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I had last year, I think it was August. I was going through like some of my numbers. I use PayPal almost exclusively for all my business transactions, and I had seen, and I forgot what day, but it was August something. I had hit like $1,000 that I was paying people who were coming alongside for Grand Picture Show for me. And this was over, you know, it's not a ton of money, but I don't make a ton of money off of videos in the first place.
Right.
But just the fact that I was able, like when I sent that last invoice to somebody who came out to a shoot with me, it rounded out to like, I don't know, like $1,065 or something like that on payouts that I had paid out from all the profit I made with people that were collaborating with me over the course of like 3 or 4 months. And it was just one of those moments I was like, I just stopped and I told Lisa, I said, man, like I'm so excited. Like I just paid out, you know, $1,000 from my profit for a couple jobs to friends who had an interest in doing, you know, doing videos and editing videos. And I was able to like help them learn how to do some of the video stuff that I was doing, able to teach some of the editing stuff that I was doing, and pay that out. And the only thing I could think of was, man, like I remember when I first started doing videos, actually Nadine, I think we'll probably have her on here at some point, but Nadine was the first person who put me on for like real estate videos. And so she took me out there and then she linked me with some other great people, but all these people in the beginning, they were the ones who were like, I'm gonna take a chance on you. But not just take a chance, they were paying me to take the chance. You know what I'm saying? So like that birthed in me like this need of like, okay, I don't want to be in this just for myself. I want to be able to create opportunities for people who, and now there's, other people, I don't want to do too much name dropping. There's other people now who are, on the edge of starting their own video business based off the time that we got to spend together and interact and do those jobs. So it's really exciting to be able to not keep it all for yourself, and to be able to spread.
But what
that
you're doing, man, you're helping people unlock like purpose.
Yes.
You're helping people unlock. A lot of people won't get out because, if it's hard enough. It's a challenge for you at times to believe in yourself, especially if your skills aren't as sharp. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you're trying to do.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure photographers like, well, man, if I do this, like you said, I took the shot, but who's gonna pay for it? Does anybody really want this? And then when you have someone that's willing to invest or say, come along, man, or hey, look, I'll pay you to do this, for your business, I think you're helping people build momentum, right? And unlock, their passion,
Definitely.
their why.
Definitely.
Let me ask you this, man. How did you know, and maybe it was from that moment, but how did you know that this was part of your, I say part of your purpose because I know you're much more than a photographer and what you're doing now, but how did you know that this was it?
Man, I don't even know how to answer that one because
Are you still working it out?
Well, I know it's my it because it's like I get now that I'm in it. When I'm in it, like I'm like, wow, it's like it was like a gift given to. It's like they give you a gift, but it's like sitting there on the shelf and you don't want to open it because you don't know what's in it.
Right.
It's one of those secret Santas. Right. And like, oh man, hopefully this guy didn't give me something whack, And it was just there sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I was just blind. And I mean, I don't even know how to answer that one, man. That's a tough one, Pastor T. That's a tough one.
It's it may be, man. I think I think that's awesome too, though, because like last episode we was talking about why. It just ended up like the end of the conversation. The why was about like discovering and being you. We were talking about, Tanya was talking about the on TikTok and how she got on. She was just this one lady she was talking about. She was just sharing vegan recipes and singing while she was doing it. Yeah. Like, that's just her own witty person and character. But it went viral, right? But she discovered her why in inspiring people, but she's just being herself.
Yeah.
You talked about the guy that does like 30 minutes of counseling, right, or something, or making people laugh, another one. But once again, it's like being yourself, right? And I say that to say that I think that sometimes discovering your purpose and your why and being willing to help people, you said at the beginning, you discover that by discovering you. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, so when did you know? It's like, I don't know. I think more so maybe it's just you at some point you started coming into your own.
Yeah. And I think so too, like also you willing to fail.
Yeah.
And it's okay to fail.
Good.
Yeah.
I think so also too, when you're trying to discover your why, just know that you're gonna fail. That picture's gonna look whack and you're gonna have to go back to the lab and redo it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's happened to me a lots of times where I had to step away and like, man, it's not clicking, and it's okay. It's okay to fail. Just, if you fail, okay, start all over again, So
don't let failure discourage you from walking out your purpose, man.
Definitely.
Because in it, that's a nugget and a note. Like in walking out your purpose, you're going to fail. You won't come into your perfect you right away. You know what I'm saying? I think, and that's the beautiful thing to me about God and humanity and who we are, how complex we are, because as long as we're living, we have the potential to keep discovering like more and more about ourselves and our capabilities, right? And the things that we can produce and that we can do.
One thing is dope though about even those times when you felt like you failed, what's really cool though is that you've already had so much heart behind your business and so many people that you connected with that your reputation, probably is helping you carry along for some of those times where like it's like somebody's like, hey, this isn't a good picture. Yeah. And you're like, okay, well, let me take it back and we'll, fix it, do whatever we got to do. But at that point, nobody's like, oh, Steven's a bad photographer. Yeah. Because you've already impacted you've already impacted so many people and grown your community enough to where that reputation will, it can withstand some of those blocks,
Right. And I think too, what I'm hearing also from you is the importance of, because we started off talking about the haters and the negativity, when walking out this purpose and moving into entrepreneurship, right? Because you got to know, one, I think you got to be cool and comfortable who you are.
Yes.
And the product that you're producing, knowing that you're always going to continue to develop that product, get better at it. And then being able to tune out the negativity, you know, being able to tune out the distractions that come from failure, right? Because, you know, one, yeah, there's other people. Two is when you produce a bad shot or a bad picture or whatever the case may be, not to allow yourself to become too discouraged.
Yes.
That way you quit and give up on your why, you know? Let me ask you this then, because I think like anything else, when you're working something out, what disciplines, or do you have any disciplines you practice that helps you unlock like your purpose now, right? Your photography, or even your consulting, whatever. Do you have like certain disciplines? Because sometimes with creatives, I think that disciplines are always the challenge, right? Because you just love to create, but when you got to be consistent at something, you know, to move into business. And not all, I think well-polished creatives that become great entrepreneurs, I think that piece is the discipline, right? So do you have any disciplines that you put into play?
Definitely, definitely. And one of the things I always tell everybody that I talk to and anything they do is practice your craft. That's my number one thing, is to practice. Practice. And then once you practice, you're gonna know your workflow. So I already know my workflow.
That's good.
You know what I mean? I already know what are my color tones. I don't use presets. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't use presets. I use my own color grading because I already know. You know,
right.
I'm a photographer that if I'm shooting outside, I already know what am I getting out of the car. I already know my settings in my camera. Getting out of the car, I haven't even set up no lights, no nothing. I already know what I'm gonna shoot because I'm looking at the direction of the sun, where it's coming from, all that stuff. But that takes time. That takes practice. Right. You know what I mean? So. I feel like Iverson. Practice. You're talking about practice.
Practice, man.
You know?
You gotta
so
practice.
You gotta practice. You gotta practice your craft.
Yeah. Brett, what about yourself, man? Do you?
Yeah, I think a lot of my disciplines have come in the form of like separation from work and family, and personal time. I don't take every job now, even whenever I'm offered. If it's, I don't shut a lot of things, because before it was like, I'm hungry, I got to get out there, I got to get this business. But now things are kind of, you know, calm and moving in a different direction. So now whenever it's time to do like work, I'll if it's not in my schedule, or if I notice something's going to impede on like some family time or something, you know, I'm more reserved to take those opportunities. But I have to also heavily agree, a lot of the discipline, a lot of that comes from grabbing the camera and shooting video and editing video to the point where it's like clockwork. Now I can grab, you know, a video and I can edit it and have a final product, you know, pretty quickly. And it's all because I spent time in YouTube videos, and, you know, Ryan back there spent hours teaching me, you know, editing and all these different things, and just getting in there and getting my hands into it was really the biggest discipline I had to adopt.
And that's dope, because I think that's, you know, we kind of joke on it with practice, but like that's always like the missing element, right? For so many, those that aspire, or we talk about like becoming great, right? It's like, okay, somebody's passing this information to you, but what are you going to do with it, right? And everybody wants end state. Oh, I want to be an entrepreneur. Boom, I want to make the money, or I want to, and so without understanding, man, the process and the hard work and the time you have to be to put in, so that your product, your end state and product does improve, so that people want to actually purchase what you do now. That's entrepreneurship, right? I mean, you got the creative part, but without the practice, you can't move into entrepreneurship, because you don't have anything that is good enough that people actually want to buy. But I think it's awesome though when you can do what you love. And this is my thing with Fuel. God is so dope, right? Because he creates us all, gives us these gifts, these different passions, all talents, lines up for our purpose. And then you have the potential to live off of that, doing what you love to do, or what you were created to do. But it's like the catch is, but you got to cultivate that. You got to practice that. Or you'll never get to your best you.
Definitely.
And if you can't get to the best you, I think it hinders you moving into solid entrepreneurship, because then people are like, well, it's cool, man, but I don't want to buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not good enough to buy, right? So I brought that up, man, because I think that's another tip that we all need to understand if we want to be great. It's like, you got to practice your craft.
It's like sports.
Yeah.
Like they say, you know, talent's great, but the only thing better than talent is when talent meets hard work, you know?
Yep.
I think it's the same thing with anybody's passion or craft. If you're not willing to invest, it gets to a point actually sometimes where you're like, man, the thing that I love, sometimes I don't even want to do it because I've been doing so much of it.
Right.
And you're like, oh, you got to get over those humps.
And another golden nugget that I'm gonna throw out here, because we're talking about that, and it's about when you set your price on something, on your craft, don't move from that. Don't
I hear that.
undercut your business, because then they're gonna know you as that $100,
Yep.
you know, photographer,
Tell
or
your friends,
$50.
your friends and family, let them know.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Right.
Like, this is my set price.
Yeah.
You know what? If
Right.
you don't like it, okay, then go find another person. You know
But
what
I
I mean?
think that speaks to the time you put into it.
Yeah, it's a time.
You know, because there's a flip side to it. You be like, this is my price. But like, man, your work ain't even that good. So if you're gonna set that price, my point is make sure that you cold with it. You know, and then go back, put that time in, and understand that this I put this much time in, and I'm gonna say this. I think sometimes time in, like you said, you already know your settings. You put the time a long time ago, so you might be able to come in and put something out quick, but it doesn't degrade the quality of work. You know, but if you're out there and you're just getting started, you might have to put more time in. You know, because at the end of the day, it's that end state and product that people really value.
That's why, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna talk right to the camera for this one. Consumers, you are paying creatives for more than just the product. You're paying them for the time investment, the financial investment, for the gear that they use, the hours and hours that they're taking away from their family and from their life to work that product and that craft to get better at it. So don't think that just because Steven turned something around quickly, that it's worth less.
Right.
It still is a testament to his capacity.
It's not a click of a button, guys. It's not a
continuous
click of a
improvement.
button.
And that's what I wanted to say, that because I think that not only for the consumers, but those who are aspiring, they look at it. Sometimes people think it's that easy. Or if they're in your field of work, right? They're going, oh, presets. Like, I can buy the presets, try to get in, I can cut corners, but then when you can't edit or you can't reproduce, you put yourself in the bind. And I'm saying this because, like I said, we want to also motivate and inspire aspiring, right, entrepreneurs or those who want to kick off business. What I'm saying is, don't take shortcuts. Right? Because that can hurt your business too. When you get out here and you try to do something shortcut and then you cannot perform according to what you've marketed, like, man, that brings such a black eye to your business.
Definitely.
You know, so until you get to that level, you know, you might be 100 there.
Yep.
And then graduate to 1,000 there. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand it. And but I think you'll appreciate that road and that journey because you're going to learn a lot more. And then at some point now, you value your work because of the time you put in, and other people will learn to value that as well. So
I have actually, you know, Lisa does the merch stuff, and it's cool because one of her things is there's certain brands of apparel items that she won't use, even if the customer's like, oh, can we do like a cheaper shirt? You know, she won't do it, and that's because who knows who's gonna get that shirt or see that shirt. And they look and they think, oh, this was created in ink. I don't have to use them. That's you know, she's not using the cheaper product because she values her business. So it's the same thing as, you know, those shortcuts. Yeah, you can get, and you'll see it. You go to a lot of merch shops or print on demand, and they'll give you, you know, those cheap, like heavy, gonna shrink the first time you wash them shirts, and that's just that's the kind of heart you have to have behind that business. Is I'm giving the best I can give every time I deliver a product.
Definitely. And this is another thing, and Brett can testify for this because I've told him this. I said, bro, treat your business like if it's $1 million company. Just because you have your 8 to 5, you're gonna take your business that you have and treat it as, okay, it's, you know, it produces somewhat of a money. Nah, I'm thinking like I want this to be my income. that pays for everything in my house.
Yeah.
I don't want to work for the big guy. I want to work for me.
Yeah.
You know? So that's one thing that you got to also, you know, think about is like treat your business like if it's $1 million company.
So you got to, if you want to make millions, you got to value it like it's worth that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's, I think that's also going to determine your approach, you know, to what you do. But I think people, like, I'll speak for myself. Like, I value your work. Yeah. So when we came in, it's like, hey, Pastor Steve, my price came. I'm like, all right, cool. Because it's the work. Now, if it was like, if his work was like subpar, he's like, my prices went up. I'd be like, okay, man, I'll get back with you. But when your work can speak for itself, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, to me, it wasn't like, I mean, yeah, we get those people that everybody want a discount, but for me, I valued it. So when your value went up on it, it was like, yo, okay, nah, it makes sense. Yep. It's dope. Let's run it. You know. So once again, for any aspiring entrepreneur, or if you're out there, you know, you're already in it. Value what you do, but that value is going to be determined by how much you put into it too. Yeah. You know, how much practice you're putting into it, how much time and effort you're putting into getting better and being great. And when you do that, then, you know, your price tag can go up. And I think people appreciate that and value that as well. But you got to, like Steven said, man, you got to value what you do.
Definitely.
You got to value what you do.
Definitely.
So let me ask you, Steven, man, like what's next for you? You know, you already, you know, I was going to ask you some of the other things that you were doing and you stated that. So what's next for you in this upcoming season, man?
Man, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build community in the photography with creatives, with everybody. And I just trying to bring unity into my city. Yeah. Of San Antonio, you know, and surrounding cities. And I already started on Mondays at 8 p.m. I bring a different photographer, or I brought in people that do marketing, models, makeup artists. I bring somebody different every week. Yeah. And we talk about that on Mondays. It's called Creative Talk.
Creative Talk.
Yeah,
it's
just something
Creative
Monday
Talk.
at 8 p.m. Central Time, you know.
That's on
my IG, on Instagram. Yep. And there we just talk about stuff. We talk about, you know, things that are happening in the community of the creators, you know, things that they want to see change. Yeah. And it's funny what you guys are talking. We talk about the same thing we're talking about right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? How to better ourselves, how to you know, upgrade our business and all that stuff. You know, how to market our business. Yeah. That's another thing too. That, you know, to market your business, you can need great pictures. Yes. Stop using this stuff. Get a photographer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Get a photographer and or somebody that can do video for you, that have great quality of video. You know, because that's how you're gonna get the business. And another golden nugget. I've thrown 3 nuggets right now. Here's another nugget that I'm gonna drop right now. It's okay to collab.
There you go.
Collab with other people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because through my collabs that I've done, I've picked up 5 more businesses. Yep. Yeah. So collab, it's okay. Don't worry. Ain't nobody gonna steal nothing. We're here to share. We're here to work as a team. You know what I mean? Because I think as people call me mentor and call me a lot of stuff, and I'm very bad at receiving compliments. Yeah. But I've told people that I want to have passion for this. Yeah. But also be committed. You know what I mean? That's it. And that's one thing, is being committed to people, because once people start looking up to you and they see like, man, I wanna do that, what he's doing, you know what I mean? There's a standard now that I have to live up to. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, you know, being for them, there for them, you know, picking up a call and say, hey, I'm frustrated, you know what I mean? And I need your help. Well, come, you know what I mean? Right. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Man, I think that's so dope. So listen, there was so many nuggets that was putting out there. As Steven said, man, golden nuggets. I hope you guys capture this. You know, this was, like I said, this is a brother I've witnessed, Brett as well, who is looking to help people be great. Yeah. I think even, you know, that's our heart, you know, collaboration. I was just talking to our leaders about that, you know, in our last leadership training, or what we want to get to, the importance of collaboration and the importance of working together. But also, I love what you said too, man, like being willing to, you know, a few things, watch how you value your own work, be willing to invest in your own excellence, you know, get to that level. One of the things we said the last episode, man, was, and it took this from a message I preached, like, be fruitful first, then multiply. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to multiply. They want to get out there and give it to the masses. But if you're not willing to be ready to be committed, you know what I'm saying? If you're not ready to accept the responsibility that comes along with that platform, then don't jump out there yet.
Definitely.
Because that's all marketing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest thing too. I want to say to entrepreneurs, whether you're in this thing or you're starting, you know, man, protect your brand.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about just from other people. I'm talking about from yourself. You know, how you value it, to your level of productivity and quality.
Definitely.
You know, because once you're out there and people are getting a whiff, and you're gonna make mistakes, like you said, you're gonna fail. But if we keep seeing it get better, that's different.
Yes.
You know, but if you
Definitely.
keep trying to find quick and easy and shortcuts around, and I say that because we're at a time now everybody's doing that. You know, whether it be in business, I mean, whether it be in ministry, like everybody's trying to find the fastest way to get here. And I don't think that's always the most productive way.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, that phrase, man, get it in the mud. I think that when people, that grind, that work, that effort that puts in, I think it changes everything, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So Stephen, man, I appreciate you. We appreciate you, man, being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Second
I appreciate
episode
it.
dropped some wisdom, some nuggets, man. Look, we helped you. We helped y'all be great today, right?
Yes.
And then don't forget Creative Talks.
Creative Talks,
IG,
Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time.
Monday at 8 for all my creatives, influencers. You need them. And then I love what you said too, man. Last thing was, man, get you a dope photographer, somebody that can take those pictures for your business, and for your platform, for what you want to do, because we don't want to put out any mediocre. You know, God didn't create average people.
Definitely. Definitely.
Plug. Yeah, my book. Plug my book. You know, Jesus didn't die for average people.
Which I need my book, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? I got you. I've been saying that. I got you.
I believe we got a copy here. No,
I think I do. If we do, I got you. I'm gonna check. But look, man, we love y'all, man. Keep tuning in. Make sure that you like, subscribe to what we're doing. More and more coming at you. We got some amazing people. I love this in the kingdom, man. So many entrepreneurs, so many people doing great things. And Steve, look, we definitely have to have you back again too.
Definitely.
Bro.
Just let me know I'm here.
All right, man.
I'm here.
All right, man. Yo, we out. We love y'all. Take care.
Love you guys.